Saya contemporary cartoon is development and contemporary I will explain my business, digital future education assistant. Overview of mobile application. Mobile application also known as mobile apps are software programs developed for mobile users, devices like smartphone and tablet. We train mobile apps into million houses of function and fun. For example, Verizon, a AT&T, T-Mobile, anything. Mobile application secretary. The purpose of this office one the game for ability connectivity and navigation to environment, sports, fitness, and just about any other anything. The sharing menu is one of the most popular fields of mobile app development and editing. For example, mobile applications like Flutter Digital then want to scroll to see text, image, or interact with text point. Do they want to use something with linking text and edition consideration for mobile app developer is the cloud interface connected with mobile app data. Overview of computer framework. One overview of framework or software framework is a platform for developing software application. It provides a framework on its software developer can build programs for a specific platform. Two, Flutter framework. Flutter is Google's mobile apps SDK. Context feedback, framework widgets, and tools. Use with developer and issues like to build and deploy visually effective test mobile apps on both Android and iOS platforms. Three, technology for corruption. Factor in later in the C++ that programming language using Google's scale as a 2D rendering engine, enabling its user for rendering system and supported by module ABC. Flutter can run the Android operating system 4.1 or higher and iOS 8 or higher. Application from Flutter can also be run on Android emulator and iOS emulator. Flutter is a web application based tool. It makes it easy for developers to create clean and legal applications in making applications and application development content that is intended to connect different job provider and new application developers. We calculate on the using equation of the Android platform using of Unix plus video and so on. And this the way after the advantage of the expression using is the way it is represented compositorily with collection of calculus programs of an operating system that is used to support the performance of a software program and so on. And data, of course, we save the data in the mobile application by storing data in a database that we can use storage on the cloud.
Okay, my name is Ahmad Tripamdani. I will continue the presentation from my friend Rido about Flutter application architecture. Okay, the next MVP pattern of Flutter. The MVP architecture pattern is a derivation from the MVC pattern, wherein the controller is replaced by the presenter. The MVP divides an application into three layers. The first, the first is model. The model is an interface defining the data to be displayed or otherwise acted upon in the user interface. And the second is view. The view is a passive interface that displays data and routes user command to the presenter to act upon that data. And the third is presenter. The presenter acts upon the model and the view. It retrieves data from repositories and formats it for display in the view. Okay, the next Flutter implementation. Mobile example using Flutter framework. The first is Alibaba. Began restoring their mobile to the Flutter framework in 2016, according to their developer, by using their Flutter mobile apps to be more clean and easy and simple on the interface display, and beside using the Alibaba Flutter apps can directly create on Play Store. And the second is Google AdWords. It's an advertising platform from Google where we can manage our business advertisements. Here we can set where to place ads on Google search on or Google web network, target market, location, language, and extra. Google used the Flutter framework as a pop-up display for their ads by using the Flutter display of their ads. The cleaner and their display is more attractive, and for Google developers, the easier and easier it is to make their display ads. Okay, the next advantage and disadvantage of Flutter. Advantage of Flutter is framework was recently introduced by Google. Fast application building, easy to use, can be used on two operating systems at once, iOS and Android, later than other mobile framework, and the last display on the Flutter is easier and simpler for user to use. Okay. Disadvantage of Flutter. The APK file is large, a consequence of the constant performance of the mobile apps developed from Flutter, which has an impact on the size of the resulting file because Flutter uses its own widget. And the APK file is large, a consequence of the constant performance of the mobile apps developed from Flutter, which has an impact on the size of the resulting file because Flutter uses its own widget. The developer environment is still in development because Flutter is only 7 and 8 years old, so if there are bugs or errors in the development process, it will be difficult to find a solution. Okay, the next is conclusion and suggestion. Conclusion is Flutter is one of Google framework which used by developers for making mobile application. Flutter using MVP pattern that let developers work faster and easier. By using Flutter framework as a developer, it is easier to create mobile application because Flutter provides a widget display, layout, and controller that easy to learn, and Flutter can be run on two operating systems at once, iOS and Android, more efficient and easier, of course. Suggestion: Choosing framework to making application is better than choose native method because faster and easier. Choosing framework will make the security of program better rather than using native methods. MVP pattern is good for programming because a lot of framework using MVP with their own style. It means if people understanding using MVP at Flutter, they can easily code in other programming language. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.